David Bozell here, ForAmerica Short. I wanted to talk about this Pfizer business. And by now you've seen the clip of the Pfizer boss in front of the European Parliament basically admitting that they didn't do any testing of the vaccine to prevent transmission. All right, let's roll that. Just roll that because that's important to just go through one more time.
Standings was the Pfizer COVID vaccine tested on stopping the transmission of the virus before it entered the market? If not, please say it clearly. If yes, are you willing to share the data with this committee? And I really want a straight answer, yes or no, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Regarding the question around, did we know about stopping immunisation before it's entered the market? No. We had to really move at the speed of science to really understand what is taking place in the market. And from that point of view, we had to do everything at risk. I think our Dr. Bourla, even though he's not here, would turn around and say to you himself, if not us, then who?
All right, so she tries to fall on her sword and play a little bit of a victim card there that they were asked to go at the speed of light and nobody asked us, or of course we didn't test for transmission, even though from Biden on down, they all made that claim. From Biden on down, Biden, Fauci, the CDC director, Walensky, Bill Gates, the Pfizer CEO, they all made that claim. And you have absolutely every right to be ticked off at these guys. I don't blame anybody for getting the shot. I really don't. And I'm not going to play this game. There are folks out there, even on the right, that are dogging folks who got the shot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Man, it's obviously bad dudes who are playing Frankenstein with infectious diseases. Okay, I didn't believe that bat story for a second. And so it was serious. And had I believed that the vaccines would stop transmission, I would have lined up and gotten it. But something told me to question that. And I did. And I never got a conclusive answer. That's why I never got it. It was really the signature reason. Didn't seem to stop transmission, even though the big boys were trying to tell us and sell us that it did. But I don't blame anybody for getting it. Man, people need to make their own individual risk assessment and prepare their own terrain when it comes to their own personal health. There are folks out there that are maybe just an older husband-wife couple. They don't have kids. They only have each other, just as an example. But there's a zillion reasons why people got it. And maybe they just bought into it. I don't blame anybody for taking it. Most of the people that surround us have taken it. I don't wag my finger. Now, was I faced with a lot of pressure externally, internally to get it? Sure. Am I proud that I didn't get it? Yeah. I don't wear that on my sleeve a lot, but there's just no reason to take to task people who got it. But the guys that sold us this stuff and made these claims that have absolutely positively prevented transmission, and there are a zillion clips of all these guys that I mentioned that made that claim. This is where the GOP in the House needs to man up. The investigation is basically done for you. I don't need investigations. You want to do one just to dot some I's and cross some T's, fine. But these guys need to be held to account. The public funding, you're stewards of taxpayer resources. You're about to be if you're the new majority in the House. You're stewards of taxpayer resources. The taxpayers were gypped. Reduce these guys' funding. X this stuff out. Unless and until they can prove that they themselves are a good ROI for the United States taxpayer. The International Monetary Fund, for God's sakes, is out today saying that they wish governments would stop spending in order to decrease inflation. Okay, I've got an idea. Stop giving these branches of government or these departments within our federal government just blank checks to administer rules and mandates and all these things that didn't seem to work. Okay, it's all right there in front of you, Republicans. It's all right there in front of you. I don't need a big, long, drawn-out investigation. Again, everyone knows this already. You don't need to shine a light for the American people. Everyone knows it. Everybody knows it. What matters is Xing out the funding. That's what matters. Getting government off the backs of the United States taxpayer. That's what matters. And now you have all the ammunition to do so within these areas. You reduce CDC's funding to only things that are absolutely essential. And they'll claim everything is essential, which is an impossibility. Get granular with these bills, with these funding measures. If for no other reason that we just can't afford it, we've got to get inflation under control. But for the most important reason, you're doing it to stand up for the United States taxpayer that was sold on the idea that these so-called vaccines stop transmission. And now Pfizer's overseas claiming they never tested for it. All right, take it easy, guys.